Hey, welcome back to another edition of DurhamCares TV.
Hello.
Hello, Heather.
Hey.
We have a guest.
Hey, look
Who's
here.
the guest?
I'm Steve Toler with Steve Toler LLC, and I've been in Durham since 1977. And I was telling these folks here that I got here as quick as I could, and I'm loving every minute of it.
I think that is awesome. Steve is here. We've been talking, and he's been very, very gracious for his time, generous, I should say, with his time, and talking about the race across America, which is what the DurhamCares office is all buzz about. We know that we've got 60 days to really generate interest in giving in Durham and volunteering in Durham. And we've got this opportunity to get Durham on in this particular initiative on the national and then local stage for some great charities who are doing great things. And we've doubled the amount of charities that are on the DurhamCares
Yep,
stage,
we're
right?
up to 18. Yeah.
So we're talking about
Wow.
that, and Steve's been awesome. But he also, as we're talking through these things, we understand a lot of the other things. Some of the things about Steve, some of the things we already knew he was working on, and some of them are new. And so some of the things that really resonate with me is what's going on with North Carolina Central, what you're doing with kids, particularly with first-time moms, and tell everybody about that.
Yeah, well, first of all, North Carolina Central University has been really blessed. Their band, the Sound Machine, is now going to be playing in the Tournament of Roses Parade, January 1st, 2011. That's the good news.
That's awesome.
The challenging news is, as an HBCU, they've been historically underfunded, and they're challenged to raise about $600,000 between now and that time to get these 300 band members. It's going to take about $2,000 a band member to get them there. So we're working in the community to get them going. It's a wonderful, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I don't know of another band in the greater Durham area that has done that. And they're incredible, and I'm trying to help the university and make that opportunity available. So that's one of the neat things that's going on with North Carolina Central University.
Yeah.
As it relates to young people, one of the things that I was sharing with Henry and Heather was the work that I've done with the folks that are Birth to 5, the Durham's Partnership for Children being one of them, and K-12, which is Durham Public Schools. And one of the keys is the significance of literacy with our young children and how it affects them later on. And one of the key statistics I shared with them is the statistic that the California penal institutions use to forecast their need for new cell construction, and they base it on the third grade reading test scores. And unfortunately, that is an incredible predictor of how many inmates they're going to have in the state of California going forward. So one of the things that we talked about was the importance of early literacy and how we need to get as many of these wonderful organizations in Durham that work with literacy and young mothers and mothers-to-be to get them all on the same page. And I told the story about my high school football experience when our arch rivals in Missouri high school athletics went 10 years without losing a game. And the reason that they were so successful is their Pee-wee team, their elementary school team, their junior high team, their senior high team. They all use the same playbook. They all use the same coaching drills. They went to the same coaching clinic. They had the same terminology. So that when their quarterback called a play, they not only knew what their individual teammates were doing, but they knew collectively what the team was doing in several different defensive sets.
It's not just because the Columbia High School quarterback couldn't complete a pass.
Part of it was that, Henry, but we can
Who was
talk.
that
That's a
quarterback?
different show. That was me.
Okay.
That's another show.
I'm sure that it's the system of Jeff City that was able to overcome.
That's
Steve's
right.
quarterbacking.
All right, he gets the rabbit ears for
Yeah.
that. But the big thing is just making sure that everybody's on the same page and everybody understands that while there are a lot of really important things that we're doing for remedial work for our children and that are older, these young children, the better job we can do for them early on with their parents and with everybody that touches that child. And you know, the DPS has the bookmark program. Durham's Partnership for Children is doing some wonderful things.
What's the
Welcome Baby.
website for that? So people are listening to this and saying, "Yeah, I get it, I understand that." How do they get involved? What?
Well, you know, just Google Durham's Partnership for Children, and on the Durham Public Schools website, the bookmark program. We're getting books in the hands of kids, especially over the summer. Communities and Schools is doing a lot of the work with that. That's really important. And when you look at how that relates, and you do the regression analysis for you business school types, you look at literacy, and you look at how many different words young people are exposed to, how that translates to SAT scores is just amazing. But again, if we're all on the same page, if we're all using the same terminology, if we're all using the same drills, we'll get there. And some great work is being done, but more can be done. And I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you all and talk about this.
Yeah, we do as well. Thank you for having come here, and I'm glad that you ultimately came here in 1977.
Yeah.
As soon as you could.
As fast as you could.
As fast as I could.
That's right. 20 years before I did. And so thank you for the great work you're doing at North Carolina Central Band Sound Machine. Legit.
Yeah.
Think about that. I would imagine it's cheaper to sponsor a piccolo player than maybe a tuba player.
I don't know. Yeah, equipment needs transporting your equipment.
But I think that they're going to be doing some things where they're going to do some fundraising. But we need some people from the community to step up, because on that day they're going to be talking about from Durham, North Carolina, and the entire country is going to see it. So we're talking about maybe 100 million people.
And they're going to see one of the best bands in the land.
That's great. That's awesome.
And come to the football games and the basketball games. They're awesome.
Yeah, they are. Awesome. Well, Steve, thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
Henry.
you, as always, for loving your neighbor.